Good morning, garden lovers. It's Sunday and it's beautiful outside. This is probably the last day that we're gonna have a not so hellish day here in the south. There's a storm, as you guys have heard, in the Pacific, and so back to normal, which is muggy and hot in the south. We're not even getting any rain, but that's the way it is. But anyway, I thought today I'd share, um, I'd share my haul from an estate sale that I went to yesterday, from my town. It was from our community doctor. So they had a beautiful sort of a beautiful house. It sits on top of the hill on 1,000 acres, and so it was just fitting. It was called Hilltop, and they had beautiful things, of course, and I only got a couple because, I don't need any furniture, I don't need any china or anything like that. So I went on their last day, which was yesterday, and it was half off. And so I got a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. It's a head cover for Middle East men. This is actually my second, and it looks like brand new, of course. They traveled around the world and got souvenirs, I guess, and so it looks brand new, even though they probably got it years and years ago. But anyway, my husband has one from his time in the military, from the King Hussein's. He did something with King Hussein's bodyguard, or not bodyguard, but his detail. But anyway, long story, you don't need to know that. But it was long ago, but anyway, it's damaged, so I still use it from time to time, to do something with it. But for $5, I thought, why not? I can make something out of it, like a sheared lampshade, or which I've been meaning to find a fabric for that, for my estate sale find brass lamp, which was also from a doctor's house, by the way. But anyway, so you can use it as a tablecloth, or like a round table, and you can put flowers and whatnot, or whatever. I mean, plenty of possibilities, but whatever imagination you have. But I like to use them as table covers. So, and then the next one that I want to share is a figurine. It's called Liadro. Liadro is like a bisque porcelain figurine, and it's made in Spain. So they were asking $65. So just like with every time I go to an estate sale, I never pay. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You're haggling. But anyway, in the end, you could, you know, and be reasonable. I'm very, you know, respectful of the estate sale companies. So I'd set myself a budget, and I would say I'm going to spend this much. And so, you know, so you pick and gather what you like, and then when it's time to pay, you say, hey, this is how much I have, and they usually say, yeah, it's fine. And so so it's a boy with a dog on his feet, and an umbrella in the back, and it looks like it's winter. He's got a coat in his hand and a scarf. So anyway, what made me got it is because I was introduced to Ladro as a young bride, as a young mother. One of my friends, she's actually my oldest son's godmother. She had 2 nuns, and I thought they were really, it was beautiful. So I have 2 nuns, and then I have this other one that I got for my oldest son when he was born. So they're very similar, only that this boy is probably in the summertime outside with his old-timey telephone and his dog and then a bird. So anyway, I just put them with my, you know, formal china, in my wedding china, in my china cabinet, along with my 2 nuns. So yeah, I mean, you know, they come in various sizes. There's very tall ones that cost lots and lots of money, and you know, like my mother-in-law, she bought my sister-in-law a figurine when her first daughter was born, when people having weddings. There's even one there, a woman doctor. It was very tall, and they were asking over $300 for it. So that goes to show you, you know, the price range and the, you know, how much they really cost brand new, even in the secondary market. So now I have 2 boys. So now they're represented. And then the next one I got is this pottery mouse. He's so cute. He's got glasses. Like I said, it's pottery. And that's his side view. He's very cute, right? And then the last one, well, not last one, but my priced find is this bunny, or a Waterford bunny. So like I said, it was a half off day, and I offered, so I got all of them. So cute, the bunny. I got all of them in this basket, which is very well made. See, very sturdy construction. So next year when I have my veggie garden, I can use that for harvest, and you know, not worrying about it falling apart after a couple of use. So that would stand the test of time. And then I also got 3 towels, and I use it for my dogs, especially my oldest son's blue heeler. She gets into the horse poop, manure, whatever you call it, and she gets a bath all the time. And you know, you need lots of towels, so so you don't have to wash them right away after each use. You can buy yourself a little time. So for all of that, I gave them $34. So that guy supposedly was 32. The Liadro was supposed to be 32.50. Basket supposed to be $2, and then the bunny is supposed to be $11, and this guy was like $1.50. So I think it was worth it. Oh, and then the head covering was $9 originally, so half off. So I thought that was fair. But anyway, so in my arrangement as well, and inside the basket are the leaves of my Autumn Joy sedum. And of course I have to take them off so I can put the stem in water in the arrangement. But you don't have to throw them away. See how it's putting out its color now? It's beautiful green, but it's now setting the color for its original fall color, which is coppery. So they start as pinkish lavender, maybe lavender. It's beautiful close up and in person. And I have so much Autumn Joy from one little plant I had years ago. The dogs run through them. One stem would fall and they would just set root, and I move them around. And the same thing you can do with the leaves. You can just put them where you want them to grow, and you can just put them like that, or you can set it in soil like this. But you're supposed to, with any variety of sedum, you're supposed to let a callus set from where you cut it, like this leaf right there, and then you're supposed to plant it. But they're not stupid. They try to live, so it doesn't matter, and then they will just grow. Trust me, I have plenty of them everywhere from just doing that. Like if I cut one for an arrangement, which I already did 3 times this year, so I have 3 plants growing right now just from a couple weeks. And so you can plant this after you're done with it in an arrangement, and you don't even have to remove the flowers, because I thought they were pretty, and then they will just grow. So that's another way of getting free plants from what you already have, since we're doing a thrifting kind of vlog. So that's what you do with your sedum. And so speaking of sedum, this is one of my transplanted sedum. So it's a big clump. It's probably maybe 1.5 feet wide. And the same thing, it's setting the color, starting to have a color. And I have plenty of them everywhere. And then of course the fallen zinnia from the storm, it split in 2. I don't know if you can tell. It's sitting on top of my lamb's ear. And then the ground cover thyme. And the other one, actually, this guy right here, was sitting on, no. It was, there were 2 zinnias that fell down because they were so tall. And one of them, that's why I have that tomato cage. So it was laying on my Moonlight in Paris rose, which is about to bloom again. And you know, I just planted her this year, like the end of June or beginning of July. So it actually bloomed like a couple of weeks ago. So this is the third time, and you can see the bud right there. 1, 2, 3. Not bad for a less than 6 months old rose, right? But anyway, so I actually saw one, an established one, when we went to St. Louis, beginning of June, and there she was, and I had to have her. I love everything French, as you know. So there's that. So we should start from the beginning, see how the garden is doing everything is winding down, which is a little sad for me, but at the same time, I can't wait for next year to see how all these new plants that I planted this year are gonna, how they're gonna grow, how big they're gonna get and cover, these bald spots here. That hole right there, I don't know if you can remember, but actually it was pretty big. It got really big quick because the soil there is really nice. I had a stackies or a lamb's ear that I transplanted there to fill that spot. And unfortunately, my battle with wisteria won. So I can't have a plant there until I completely kill that wisteria, because I would be constantly messing with it, pulling new shoots, and then it will just disturb. And that's what happened with the lamb's ear. And it got really big, and then I messed with the new wisteria shoots a lot, and then it started to kind of decline. So I moved it on the other side. But anyway, see, the gaura is blooming. They were my thrifted find. I mean, it's a little dark, but it's matching with the zinnias. I love the variety. I think it's called whirling butterflies, which is like almost white, pale pink. So I can't wait to see how that would perform next year and how big it will get. And then the pincushion flowers, they're hanging in there, and they kept blooming, even though it's not a lot, but it's their first year. And then of course the Six Hills giant, which they're not so giant right now. They're acting as ground covers, because it's a Nepeta Six Hills giant, or catnip. I've had that plant a long time ago, and I divide them, and but that's the nature of some Nepeta, or most Nepeta, is they fall down. There's actually a variety, I think it's cat's pajamas, cat's meow, something cat. It has stronger stems, and I haven't found one locally yet. I think it's a new introduction, so I can't wait to find that one. And then of course the blue mist that came back from last year. The one last year was pretty big, but it didn't have, it had plenty of room. It didn't have that hydrangea there, and then the zinnias weren't there, so it was spreading like a bush. So and I thought it died, but it sent out new babies. So I also move some of them around, plant them around for that pretty blue color. So not too bad for end of summer. So I didn't mulch this area right here where the new plantings are, because I spread some seeds. Actually, they were nigellas, and out of the half packet I only got one. And let me see if you can see it bloomed, and now it's setting out seed. But I did it like, I don't know, sometime in July. So I don't care. I know that one seed right there is gonna hopefully, you know, volunteer for next year. So nigella is or love in a mist. You can only buy it, or you can only plant it from seeds. I don't think nurseries sell them, but they're easy to grow. I had some in a pot in my back deck. And then there's the green jewel echinacea. They've been blooming for, I kid you not, over a month now. So it's a lime green variety. And then I also have a yellow one which has a different kind of leaf. The leaf on the yellow one is kind of like grass-like, which is nice. You know, you always want to have a variety of leaf forms in the garden to break up, you know, to break it up a little bit. So anyway, so the hydrangea, I want to cut some and bring it inside, but maybe next year. And excuse my green pot over there. It has a bunch of rocks, but I have a plan and a project for that, so that's where it's gonna be. So anyway, I can't bear to cut them. I was gonna cut that's the first bloom for that plant, and look how it's hanging out, and it's still looks so fresh and nice. So that's the limelight. And so that's everything. So the sedum and the dahlias and the Gerber daisies are blooming again. They're gonna carry through the next month or so until the frost. And so let's walk around here and just show you this whole bed. So I cut back the yarrow, so they're blooming again. So they will last until the fall as well. And then I have two new plantings here. One is the daisy Shasta, and I was hoping it would bloom. It was a end of season sale from Tractor Supply, and they usually would reflush, but oh well, next year. And then this royal purple Veronica, which is, they're hanging in there. I've been trying to water them because they were planted in the heat of summer, so not too bad. And then I'm gonna go back and go around into the path, in my clean path, because now I can walk on them without the purple cone flowers. So yeah, if you watch my previous videos, at first I didn't want to deadhead the purple cone flowers because the birds, they eat them when everything is, getting scarce because of the end of summer. Everything is dying back, and but I couldn't stand it anymore, but I left some. I have a bird feeder in the back, and I thought, that would be enough. But and then I didn't replenish the feeder for a week, and I actually saw the yellow finches, which, this is the first year I've seen them in our property, and they were eating all of that seed heads of the purple coneflower, and I felt so bad. But anyway, they now have feed in the feeder, so they're happy there. And then the lantana, I don't know, I never fertilized. This is a dinosaur lantana, so you can see they come back each year. The previous owner planted that here. It's a little, let me see if I can see a bloom, like orangey. It's like the old-fashioned lantana, and it comes back every year for me, but I never do anything to it. Sometimes I don't even water this bed or the echinacea. It's like my wildflower or native bed. I plant a lot of native plants here, so it's now developing seeds. So there's that, and it turns purple. The seed turns purple, and the birds also love them. So, and then the aster behind it, it's also gonna bloom again, hopefully pretty soon. And then I have a native Georgia aster, this tall and airy and wiry looking guy. And yeah, so that's from one plant about 2 years ago, and I can't wait for that to bloom. It has, of course, a purple, but I'm telling you, the bloom, it's like electric. It glows. So I can't wait to show that to you in the late fall. And so coming along, there's the mugworts, and then this other lantana, it's a prostrate variety. They usually use it for hanging baskets or ground covers, and they've been there. Like I said, I don't fertilize anything here. It's purple variety, and they're kind of saving the garden right now. And there's the other blue mist that I transplanted. It's not as big as it should have been, but this is a shady area. So, and I don't know about you guys, so sorry about that empty pot. It had a geranium. I was just trying to save that area there. but I moved the geranium somewhere as a prop. But anyway, so just low growing things left here. And that's the bee balm, the native with the seed heads. And then going around, sorry, to this path. So we can go see the back of the garden. But let me show you the, so this area is my no dig, and I've just been swamped, so I wasn't able to finish covering all the weeds, but it's doing a good job. I don't know if you can remember, I'm sorry, I use those posts to hold, because I didn't even cut the grass, so I just put them there. I acquired a couple of big huge boxes from Home Depot when a person was putting together something that they're using for display. I think it was like a toolbox or something. So and it's doing better. There's no more grass where the boxes are. And but anyway, so this was a container that I used for the horses 1 year, and it got ruined, and there's that hole on the bottom. So if you remember, I changed this bed and widened it and took out all the rinky-dink small rocks that I use as a border here. So those were some of it. They were a lot. But anyway, I can use them. Actually, I'm gonna leave them there, and then I'm gonna put soil on top, and I'm gonna put the soapwort that I'm removing from where it's at right now, and the soapwort will kind of hang down, and it would eventually cover that hole, which is serving as a drainage, but it would be pretty. So so have faith, and that's where it's gonna go, and it would save that space there. Soapwort it blooms the whole season, so from spring to frost it will bloom, and it's very easy to grow, and it doesn't require a lot of maintenance and a lot of your time. A friend of my mother-in-law, she's a master gardener. She actually sent that from Illinois to us. So this is the back of the garden where I reimagined the bed. I enlarged or widened the bed, and so the new plantings here are this limelight, the abelia, and oh no, there's a wisteria in the abelia, and I hate to go and trampled. I don't like walking on my flower beds, I just tell you that. That's why I always have paths. But look how big this wisteria is. I'm telling you, you can't kill it. So let me pull it out. Anyway, so there's the abelia. It's actually blooming. Oh my god, there's another one. And The wisteria does that, especially after a couple of days of rain. Sorry. But anyway, so next year, Abelia is very fast grower. So it's gonna cover, let me climb up here. It's gonna cover that void there to the trunk of the Rose of Sharon. And speaking of Rose of Sharon, the Rose of Sharon is blooming. So let me see if I can find it. It has a pretty throat. So I love that it's white. I also inherited this and I chopped up the trunk. It was a multi-trunk bush. It has since grown and I wanted it to be a small tree. So Rose of Sharon is one of those that, you know, it doesn't like responds to stress and die. It's very vigorous. It's actually very invasive, but you know, I control them by just pulling out the new seedlings that come out. So I don't have, I mean, you know, I don't have any right now, any seedlings on the ground, so I don't mind that. And so the new plantings, these two I transplanted. They're doing well, as you can see, and they're actually doing better than where it was. It was right over there where that new white ones, Veronica. So one was there, and the other one was where where's the Abelia is. So they were not doing well, but they're actually doing so much better here. And then that's a new planting, which is beautiful. I would have bought more than one, but that was the only one. They were, like I said, end of season sale. And then I have two white ones, Veronica. And I think I saw another wisteria. I'm telling you, my eye is now trained to spot them. And look, one is right there where the phlox is. So that phlox, you know, is pretty small. I transplanted that, so it's on its first year. So next year, that should be beautiful and full. And then, of course, this wildflower with its seed heads. This was the yellow brown-eyed daisy that was blooming here all spring, late spring, and until, I don't know, July. And then the blue mist, just if you want something that's easy to grow and comes back, blue mist is your guy. And it's so pretty. So like I said, this is the back. It's a little bare, but the plants are new. And here's another wisteria, which this is the stockies that I moved because of the wisteria. And guess what? But at least the wisteria was over here, and it's not growing in the middle of the lamb's ear. So let me give you a point of view from the ground where the blue mist and the hydrangea. So And there's the other, there's the yellow echinacea that I got from Ohio, Columbus. So see how the leaves are different. So yeah, so as you know, you always need to vary the size and shape of the leaves to give it, contrast, and to just break it up. So there's the hellebore with its palmatum, sort of, it's a palmatum kind of leaves, and then there's the strappy, and then the small leaves of the blue mist, and then of course there's the wild morning glory that didn't bloom for me. But anyway, so like I said, I just want to show you guys how the garden is doing in the middle of the heat and humidity here in the south. And as you can see, I think the plant choices that I have are, I'm so happy with them. So, if you live in my area, I hope I, gave you inspiration and show you what plants grow well in our area. So, so that's it for today. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you found time to be in the garden today. And I see you again, dear garden lovers, somewhere in the garden path. See ya. Bye.